Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. On this Technique Tuesday video, we're not actually going to make a card. I am going to explain to you why, as a card maker, I use 12 by 12 paper to do my 5 1/4 by 4 mats. You absolutely can use your 8 1/2 by 11, but I'll show you why I tend to use my 12 by 12 paper. So the mats I use on a standard card base are generally 5 1/4 by 4. So I always tend to line up the machine cut edge as opposed to my trimmer cut edge, just to make sure that I'm always square. So what I've got is I've got that piece there, and I am going to cut this at 4. Okay, so there's 2 pieces of 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to spin this around, 5 1/4 by 4, line that up, cut again. So now I've got 4 pieces, 5 1/4 by 4, and then I have these 3 small pieces. If you use strips in your crafting, that's fine. I don't. So for me, those they go to waste. They just go in the garbage. But if I use my 12 by 12, I'm going to cut 3 strips at 4 inch. So there's 1. Again, turn it over so I've got the machine edge to line up. So I've got 3 4-inch strips, and I'm now going to subcut these into 5 1/4. So then I've got 3 5 1/4. Now I know I'm going to get more pieces in this because the paper's larger. That just goes without saying. So line that up at 5 1/4. Cut again. Oh, it didn't cut all the way through that bottom one. I didn't press hard enough. So I'm just going to run that through again. 5 1/4. There we go. So I get 6 pieces. I'm just going to move my cutter off to the side. I get 6 pieces of 5 1/4 by 4 as opposed to 4. Again, acknowledging this was a larger piece of paper. But what I'm left with is these pieces that are 1 1/2 inch by 4, which is a really useful size for doing greetings and that, as opposed to, for me, these little strips, which don't do anything. So for me, I'm throwing these away. When I use my 12 by 12, I don't throw anything away until I've maybe die cut this out and there's a little bit around the edge that needs to go. So efficiency wise, for per sheet, you get more pieces, granted larger sheet, but you also, I don't waste anything when I use 12 by 12 paper to cut my 5 1/4 by 4 mats for my card fronts. So I hope you have enjoyed this little tutorial on why I use 12 by 12 paper to cut my mats, and let's create together again soon.